Hello, hello, hello. I came, my people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Hello, 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 hello. Akewa, my people. Come on in, come on in. All right, Akewa, my beautiful African royals. Come on, come on, come on in. Welcome home. Welcome to Nubia, the path to return, the home of the African royals. Okay, if you are new to my channel, I am your host, Queen Ngningone II. All right, so welcome. Come on in, come on in, come on in. To all our beautiful royals who have tuned in. So let me start by our FBA son or daughter. Cut the check. Akewa, my royal. Akewa, my dear daughter, Pamela Hood. Ancient one, I see you, Akewa. Our son Ernest, Akewa. Our daughter Sowelo, Akewa. Kalia, I see you, Akewa, my princess. My very own daughter of Zion, Akewa, my Bree. To all our beautiful royals who have tuned in, I also see our son Great Art, Akewa, my dear royal. You're welcome, Mutukongo, Akewa. So today we will have another interesting message. Okay, I was moved to talk about what we will talk about today. All right. So first of all, I would like to invite our deserving ancestors to join us on this live broadcast, and secure us with the divine light of protection of Tatanzambe. All right, and shield us. We're also inviting them to protect us against any trespassing, to ensure that any trespassing will be consequential, the English language says. Okay, enough with that. So welcome to Nubia, the path to return, the home of the African royals. So today we will talk about, while immersing in our wisdom, it's through that wisdom, we will learn, we will, draw knowledge about cultivating peace. Okay? So before I start, there's some email I am yet to answer. Bantu mother, my dear daughter, don't worry. I started replying to emails today. After the broadcast, I will get to you. Okay. There's a couple more I need to get back to. I will also address our daughter Christine emails. She's going through a lot, and I know it's the case of many of our people out there. So before I do that, apparently one of our sons yesterday asked a question, but I didn't get to that question before I end the live broadcast. He was confused as to my position when it comes to Ethiopia, where I stand. I think I mentioned that in a previous video, it may have been last week, where, I say that I am with Ethiopia. Ethiopia has to be standing. It's very important for us, well, I guess we can't talk about Ethiopia, but I want our people out there to know that I am for a standing and united Ethiopia. All right? And Ethiopia will never be colonized, and it shall be so. We will figure this out, okay? So, to start today's, broadcast, even before I go further, it's just what I would like people back at home is to learn, to grow, to become mature and stick to one another no matter what. There is no foreign country or no foreign leader that's going to love you more than your brothers and your sisters. People who come and claim that they love us, they have their interests, which are not us. Okay? You guys are brothers and sisters. You guys need to sit down and figure this out. And we are capable. And I trust that you will. Okay. So, to my dear and beautiful African royals, remember in the previous video I told you guys that we are the earth element of creation. All right? So us being the earth element of creation, it is important that you understand that it is required, from us to live in close proximity to nature, in observance of nature and in respect of nature. Because us being the earth element, everything in nature finds its food on earth. So, and Tata Zambe has used nature countless and countless of times, right, to teach us a lot of things, to teach us about wisdom, to teach us about life, because he told us that everything he has created has a purpose, and everything he has created has its place on earth. So that's how, he revealed the Ubuntu philosophy to us and how we need to engage in, relationships in life with other human beings, with the animals, with nature itself. That's why he gave us a set of rules. We are not allowed to abuse anything in nature, not even the ground we walk on. He told us, you can cultivate the ground for this amount of time, but you also have to give it rest for this amount of time. Everything, is so detailed. So as long as we live in observance of these laws, of these things, we're going to be on his good side and we will be taken care of, right? So it is important that we observe nature closely. Why? Because not only Tata Zambe communicate to us, he continue, he teaches wisdom. And a lot of the wisdom he taught us is based in nature. You know, our creator is not is a God of perfection. Everything and everyone he created, he put on earth has a purpose, right? So he will even send us the human to draw lesson from certain animals, is to tell you that we all belong to Mother Earth. So it's important that you pay close attention to nature, because our ancestors and Tata Zambe communicate to us through nature. So it's important you know our signs and what it means, you know, stuff like that. I know that we have been thrown in a different culture, and other culture also have influences on us. Well, it's to be expected, you know, if, you know, we live in their land and, you know, we speak their languages. So other things have been introduced to us, and some by force, some of them we choose to embrace. But it is important you know what certain things means when it comes to us. First of all, as the earth element of the creation of Tatan Zambe, it is important that you spend a lot of time outdoors, going to the park, or hang out in your backyard, or you know, walk barefoot on the grass, on the dirt. You know, this is where we kind of recharge our batteries. This is where we establish connection. You would see that sometime after sitting out in the sun or walking on your grass for a minute, you go and lay down, you get the solution to this and that, you know, because, you know, you establish that contact. So we are who we are. We are of the earth element of creation. We must respect nature. I mean, everybody must respect nature, but us, it's even more so. That's right. Long live Ethiopia. We want to stand in Ethiopia. I want to make sure, you know, it's like our people say, overstood. Our fancy people. I want to make sure it's overstood, all right? That Queen Ngningone wants a standing Ethiopia, a united Ethiopia, an undefeated Ethiopia. And that's exactly what we will get, because it's not written in the Akashi records of our people that Ethiopia will ever fall. It's not today they will fall, all right? So it is important that we live in close proximity with nature, and that we live in obedience with nature, and that we also, we do everything we can in observance in nature to stay connected with nature, with our ancestors, with Tatan Zambe. It's amazing. Everything has to be harmonious, right? That's why, for example, for us, the Bantu, we will never hunt for a sport. Hey, Zolabantu, I see you. Welcome, my royals. So that's the reason why we will never, like us Bantu, we don't hunt. We don't kill for sports. We don't do that. We respect every life. You know, if we take an animal life, we thank that animal for his life. You know, we tell him we kill you because, you know, we want to eat, and thank you for your sacrifice. That's how our old papas were, you know, experiencing. You just wouldn't see them just go and cut a tree. They had the utmost respect for nature, for God's creation, because they understood that we are one with nature. So that's why you see, even when we started abusing nature, and nature started abusing us back. Because at the end of the day, she will always win. All right. So with that, keep in mind that our ancestors communicate also through us, through signs in nature. So one of the most frequent form of communication is through birds. All right. Birds are very significant when it comes to us. You know, I don't know them all, but the most pointing, you know, that when you see around, know that it's an ancestor, you know, letting you know that maybe they have answer to a question you had, they have solution to a problem you have. It's the cardinal. We are told that cardinal in the northern part of America is a male ancestor, and the blue jay is a female ancestor. So, and there's many other birds, you know, but the birds you should avoid at all costs, because I know that in other culture it means the opposite that it means for us. All right, the bird we don't mess with, we don't joke around with, is the owl. All right, I know that for other it means something else, but for the Bantu, in the Bantu spirituality and stuff, it's a very potent bird. You know, we used it in the past for many reasons, but it had eventually got infiltrated. So the people from the occult, the people from the dark side, they're using that bird also. So when they started using that bird also, of course, to do evil, so the Bantu people just started regarding it as a symbol of evil, is the owl. All right. The owl is used by witches and wizards, warlords, or whatever they call them. They will occupy that bird and come and, you know, say your obituary. When they come and sing in your property, something terrible is bound to happen. So I know that a lot of our children are into the New Age thing, but know that as far as us, you know, anything you put on your body as a tattoo is a portal attached to whatever symbol it represents. So we have to be careful out there. I just know that when we used to go to the village, if the owls showed up at night and sing, my grandfather used to take his rifle and shoot in the air. And in the morning, we will find out if it was a real owl or it was an owl piloted by witches and wizards. And when he would do that, when we would wake up in a village and you will hear women scream somewhere, somebody didn't wake up from his sleep, you know, stuff like that. So we know that, you know, owl, we started running from it. I know that back in the day and stuff in Egypt, we used that, I know, but it got corrupted. The people on the occult occupy it for a lot of questionable things. So as I told you, so with that in mind, knowing that our ancestors come to us through, you know, things of nature such as birds and stuff like that. So it is important that you start paying attention to the signs now that you are awakening to who you truly are. You know, there's some birds like crows. Crows also make, you know, let you know that ancestral protections are around you and stuff, but you have to also to pay attention to what they're doing. If they just grab, know that people's mouths are on you. People are speaking evil against you and stuff like that. Mbolo. So you have to pay attention to signs like that. You have to pay attention to birds. So what does it mean? If they come see you in forms of birds, all right? Try to make it a habit. If they come, you know, and they come back times and times and stuff like that, try to make it a habit to start feeding them. Okay? Thank you, Redemption 100, for blessing your queen. Thank you. It shall be multiplied. So if you notice that birds come around you at your place of residence, go to the grocery store and buy a bag of food for them and start feeding them. If you see the Muzungus doing all that, because it's a prosperity ritual, feeding birds, all right? Because remember, even in the scripture, they say that birds don't have to worry about where their next meal will come, right? So he who provides for them, you know, will provide for you. We are taught in the book. So as far as our philosophy is concerned, you know, the Creator told to Tatanzambe that, you know, when we take care of the least of us, You know, he will take care of us. So since the ancestors come see us many times through forms of birds and stuff, when you feed them, it's a good thing. It's a prosperity ritual. So as you know, they kidnap our priests and, they know a lot of our practices and don't. So when you see them feeding bird, that's what they're doing. It's a prosperity ritual. You know, our people always say when they feed the birds, they always say something like, as I remember to feed you, they of air element, the birds, because they fly in the sky. So, they have that connection with Tatan Zambe. They see him everywhere. So, fly my petition to Tatan Zambe, let him know that I'm one of your bodies here feeding you. Because he who would feed them, your scripture tells you that Tata Zambe said, even them, they're taken care of. So if you become one of those who take care of those birds, you will be abundantly blessed. Okay? So when they come around, they don't come where they strive, fight. If you never see birds around you, know that there's an energy you need to clear. All right. At first, for example, in my case, when my parents passed away, when it was my dad, I noticed a dove started coming and sit at my window pane in my home office while I'm working. And when I finish, it will fly to the tree in front of the front yard. And the next day, it will fly back and do the same thing. And 6 weeks after, when my mother passed away, instead of one dove, it was now 2 doves. They will come and do that routine. They will sit on my window pane and watch me work every day. And nightfall, they fly too. So amazingly so that even when I moved from that house and moved to another house, they followed me. They follow me everywhere, even at work and stuff like that. So you have to kind of, identify the birds. There's some other birds like egrets. When they appear to you, it's like there's something that you must stop doing. There's something Thank you. Thank you. So you have to, oh my gosh, this Papa, he's back today. Thank you, Miguel, for blessing your queen. Thank you. It shall be multiplied. So basically, you have to start like paying attention to your surroundings. You will see a particular bird would start following you. It's like one of your ancestors letting you know. Is like a reminder that we're here. We are all around you. It's always like we're here. We are all around you. So it is important that you live at peace, starting with nature. Okay? I know some of our kids are engaging into all kinds of violence toward animals. It's very unwise to do that. Us and the animals and all, we are all from the Creator, from Tatan Zambe, to either feed us, keep us company, entertain us, and even, teach us, because we learn a lot from them. Like I always say, I think the humans need to sit down in the dog's class to learn about, loyalty. If there could be a best loyalty teacher, it should be the dogs. We should learn from the dogs. That a dog, as long as you feed him, even when you stop feeding him, if you show and give love to a dog, he will never part from you. Right? But and yet we consider them animals. We put price on their lives. We trade them like they traded us before. Nonsense like that. Our ancestors, were taught that animals have all that importance, have all that purpose in our lives. So we must live at peace with them. We must live at peace with nature so that we can live at peace with one another, right? All the things we are talking about, even when we touch on the topic about unity, But guess what, my dear royals of Africa? Unity can never be achieved unless we are at peace with one another, right? So peace is crucial. Peace among us is crucial. Peace, with nature is crucial. Peace with our neighbors is crucial. Peace with mankind is crucial because it is like the starting point of everything. You can't build anything with people you are at war with, you know? I mean, nothing can be achieved with people who are in conflict. So Tata Zambe forced us to start training ourselves in the context, in the principle of peace, learning how to live at peace with nature. Nature is defenseless, right? So if we can learn to respect and live at peace with beings and things of nature which are completely defenseless against us, and then we can live at peace with one another, with other human beings and other races. So you see, the more you find out about our wisdom, about our philosophy, and the more you fall in love with who we are. We are nobody, to be ashamed of. We are the it. We are the Lamborghinis. So as you could see, our wisdom, our philosophy, everything, you find balance in everything because we can be living on earth and eating and finding all whatever we need through nature and in nature, whether in the sky, in the water, or in the ground, and abuse that same mother that provides us with everything. So you see, this is where we need to start in cultivating peace. We need to learn to live in harmony with nature. We need to learn to look at animals more than just animals. Like, what kind of lesson can I learn from, their species? What kind of lesson can I learn from my pet? They are in our lives to also teach us, in addition of keeping us company. And Tata Zambe had told our ancestors that, every animal have their spiritual properties. That's why, we have animals which have adopted certain tribes as a protector, So it's very important we live in harmony, in peace with nature, and then when we can learn to respect something or someone who's completely defenseless, against us, and then we have achieved that. We have achieved that universal peace, and then we can spread it to people around us. Of course, except the savages. Those, unless they want to heal, they wouldn't want to hear what you have to say, So it is very important. So observe nature around you, make researches and stuff. There are more people putting African spiritual contents out there. But always try to find out, because I see some of our kids wearing owls and stuff. But no, okay? We also said the white owls, when it appears to you, it announced the passing of a patriarch, somebody, the Monkosi of the family, stuff like that. But the one that comes and, sing at night, the white owl can appear during the day, But the ones that come and sing in your yard at night and start, scare them off. Because while they're singing, our elders tell us that they could be reading your obituary in the spirit realm. So when the people from the occult started using it to harm and to remote view people, that bird head goes 360, we kind of shy away from it. So I wanted you guys to know that it's very important that you just don't embrace things that don't mean the same thing for us. All right? So with that in mind, it's leading me to the second part of this message, right? You know, when I used to travel, my father, that ride to the airport, like I told you before, he used to say that he doesn't mind me living abroad. He will support all my dreams and aspirations, provided that in the process, I don't betray myself. And I used to say, how can I betray myself? I said, well, the physical separation is one thing, but now the spiritual separation, that one is the most damaging to our ancestors. So I'm like, so Papa, what do you mean? He told me, if you walk away from everything we taught you, then we would have truly lost you, because you just living abroad is no big deal. But while living abroad, still be our daughter and carry with you everything we taught you. But in the event, you completely walk away from everything we taught you, then we would have lost you. And I know why my father told me that. It was that as long as I stay in observance of everything they taught me, whether they're still living or gone, they still will remain closer to me, But as long as, but if I dare turn the back to everything I know. Okay, we back. So this is where the GPS will get crazy. This is where they will have a hard time locating you. So to bring it back to us, all right, it's important we eat from the same grass we found our fathers eating. Thank you, my dear Princess Kalia. Thank you for blessing your queen. It shall be multiplied. So for that, what my father told me, it applies to you. It applies to you all. And I'm sure many of you have found out that in your journey, in discovering who you are, in searching for your truth, they have been lining up people, knowledge you needed to see, and people that needed to get you from step 1 to step 2, because when the intention is set, they take care of the rest. So it is important that we stay close, we remain close to their teachings, to their everything they taught us, to stand a chance for survival as a people. So you see what I mean? So it is important that we go back to, our forefathers spiritually. They had a very strong and respectful relationship with nature. My daughter Pam, thank you for blessing your queen. As usual, it shall be multiplied. Thank you. Abundance, protection, love, excess love, like we say. My dog spent a lot of time licking my cat. So my daughter said, man, that's an excess love. I think I love that word, excess love. Okay, my royal. So it's very important that, we stick to what we know. Colonizing us, enslaving us, they had to take all these things away. But thank God that the things that were hidden now are coming up to the light, and we have access, to information. We have access to, everything our ancestors didn't have at their disposal. And we must be very cognitive of that fact, okay? That we can't just continue being these mediocre individuals we've been since the fall of our people. We have to rise to a higher frequency, okay? I don't want any of you out there to entertain thoughts of vengeance or stuff like that. Vengeance and all is on the side of the lower vibration you can get. It's destructive, okay? I want my people to cultivate peace, all right? Because when you are at peace, you are protected. People who have no guilt should be at peace. Okay? So I want our people just to be at peace, because when you are at peace, you know, you will get your justice. Now you have to understand, justice is matter of God. God holds the justice scale, all right? But vengeance is of lower vibration. People who don't have peace, you know, they have a guilty conscience. What do? They arm themselves to the teeth. They have weapons everywhere because they're not at peace. Luckily for many, they have a conscience. But people who have peace, they can welcome love in their life. They can welcome prosperity in their life. They can welcome divine protection, because, you know, when you set the intention, when you choose to live a peaceful life, it's a choice you make. So you're sending the message to the Creator that you are exercising your free will wisely. You choose peace over war. You choose peace over disturb. You choose peace, you know, over fear. And when you send that signal, He provides you with everything you need. And our people, I want our people out there to embrace that peace frequency so you can feel the divine. You may not, you know, because people who are at peace are not materialistic. They won't lose sleep over trying to maintain material things, no, because they value peace more than anything. People in toxic relationship, but just because the person provides, no, choose peace. When you do that, the Creator and our ancestors will provide you with everything you need to embark on that journey of a peaceful life. Because when only peace is in your life, then you can welcome love and identify it as. And you know, when creativity is popping, all right, abundance follow. Because anything, you know, our business ideas start in our thought. You see? So it's important you bring that balance in your life at all costs. Cultivate peace with nature. Those of our kings and engage in dog fight, stop all that. It's against nature. The Creator gave us dogs as a companion and as a teacher. We are to sit in dogs' classroom so they teach us about loyalty, unconditional love. You may forget to feed your dog, but when you come home, he or she still be happy to see you. Human being, many of us can't do that. So we need to learn and not look at them as animals, as inferior, as people we can try to force to act like us. It's against God, it's against the Creator, it's against nature. We have to be grateful for who they are. Okay? So pay attention to the signs around you. You know, make researches on different species that may come your way. You know, pay attention, look at the signs. We are not people of coincidences. Nothing about us is a coincidence. Nothing about us is ever a coincidence. Our existence on earth is not a coincidence. So anything related to us can never be coincidence, okay? So that's today's message. Let me see. I see that we have a lot of our royals here today. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for tuning in. You know, so we have entered the era where we claim our thrones and we apply that royal standards in our lives every day, you know, and we wear our crowns. We protect our thrones. The thrones are our daughters. I can't stretch it up enough. Protect our daughters. Okay? They are the thrones. Protect them at all costs. I know some of our kids are out there with a sharp mouth, you know, so disobedient, but take heart. All right? Because when you break them, you have broken that kingdom. So teach them. Don't insult them. Don't call them names. Don't strip them naked and put them on a pole to exploit them. Okay? Don't strip them naked and put them on a street corner. That all these things are unforgivable. A lot of bad things happen. If it doesn't happen to you, it will happen to your descendant. These kind of things are unforgivable to our people on the other side. So don't do that to her. Okay? Don't exploit her. Don't teach her. All right? Teach her. Without her, none of us will be here. So I have to stretch it enough. Be patient with our daughters and loving with our sons, because our sons need love. Many of our children have never been given love, and we need to change that tendency. We need to start telling our children we love them. Good or bad, we love them. And another thing for us Bantu, we don't kick our children out on the street unless they're ready. Remember I told you before, it's like we do every and anything to keep the blood in the compound, to keep the blood in the house, because we know our spiritual law. Your enemy sit down with your blood, you're in trouble. So we want to keep everybody in the compound, whether they're ready or whether they're not. Our parents in Africa, you could be 40 in the family compound. They'd rather have you there safe and sound than being out there going through all that. We protect our own, the useful and the so-called useless. But there's no such thing. Everybody is useful. Okay? So that would be all for today. To my beautiful and dear African royals. Okay, what do we have in the comment? Our God's name is Tata Nzambe. Tata meaning father. Okay? Tata is a very loving. Oh, thank you, Kwashe Gentry, for blessing your queen. Thank you. It shall be multiplied. Tata is a very affectionate way. Queen Ngningone, you are highly valued, and we the Africans in America, we need your teaching of the ancient way. May you be protected by the ancestor and the gods. Much love. And so it is, my dear daughter. Thank you. Yeah. And you guys are valuable, and you guys have never been forgotten. For them to dispatch me at your service, I really didn't want to come out. I was scared. They were kicking my behind. They were reducing my night. I'd be like, 2, 3 a.m. here, my eyes popped open. So you gonna do it or what? So yes, please know that you guys are valuable. And the timing of, me starting my mission, everything has had a purpose. Just like I said earlier, we are not people of coincidence. All right? We are people of substance. We are people of meaning. You know, we have a them catches a break either, because the firstborn has his spiritual role. They will learn, okay? They'll be like, no, don't go around the world thinking it's your father's plantation. Other people have children who are equally important to them, the royal way. All right, so let me see what else we have here. I am a papa. Oh, okay. Kwashi Gentry. All right, Papa, I see you. Okay, wow. So basically, we have to go back to who we are. We have to go back to ourselves and be proud. Support your own. I know a lot of our people are nasty. They're crazy, but you can't give up. A beautiful African American lady I know, she's my dentist, Dr. Brandy. When I will go see her, I call her Ma. I'm like, Ma, I just get tired. Our people, when you give them a job, they come for you. I don't want to hire our people anymore. She told me, baby, you can't stop. You have to continue. That was even before, I went through initiation and they showed me the whole thing. But the spirit in her led me to tell me, this is a marathon, you can't quit. So when I went through my initiation, I was like, Dr. Brandy was so right. No matter what, we are who we are. And when we are around broken people, our job is to help heal them. And some of our people don't allow you to heal them. Some of them even will turn against you and start fighting you because they're so, comfortable into the rock they are. They are afraid of that which they don't know. So you have to kind of understand it, give them room and let them come to you. If you were put in that person's life to help them heal one way or another, their first contact with you may be like, oh, they want to fight you. And slowly you will see, the spirit, those of him on the other side who want him healed, they will drag him back around. Go and sit down in that classroom and listen. Okay? So you have to be patient with one another. Protect our daughters, protect our girls, our mamas, our sisters. It is important. Okay, my lovely African royals. Okay, so stay in observance of nature, in respect of nature. Go to the park, walk barefoot. Morning rituals are very important. Feed the birds. Feed them. Say, expedite my prayers to the Creator. I know you have access to Him. That's what our ancestors do. You will see them standing in the morning. They will feed their animals, their dogs, their birds. If you've been around older people, I'm sure even here, because our people, those who are connected never get lost. They will have rituals like that. The spirit push them to do stuff like that because there's a benefit on the other side. Okay, my lovely African royal. So peace in your homes, all right? Love always in your heart and unity, all right? Unity is important, but we cannot achieve unity among ourselves if we don't cultivate, living a peaceful life with one another. Your queen loves you too. If we don't cultivate living at peace with one another, so you see, living at peace with one another is the first step to achieving unity. And if we're able to live at peace with one another, trust and believe we'll be able to live at peace with anybody else, And those who don't want to live at peace with us, guess what? They be destroyed. They shall be destroyed. They are scheduled to be destroyed. They don't change their ways. I've always told them that they had a queen. What is that lady's name? Jen Elliott. She's an educator. The Creator dispatched her for her people. I don't know if she was born into some kind of lineage that, may have a covenant or something, but the power that comes through her mouth is a matter of God. And as a queen, I acknowledge it. I feel it. I feel her vibration, but unfortunately, they're not listening to her. They call her all the kind of names or whatever, but they are not my problem. You, my African royals, okay? My Negro Congos, my Negro Igbo, my Negroes Yoruba, okay? All my Bantu Negroes. You are my problem. You are my mission. So we're going to keep it here and here only. Jane Elliott, yeah. Okay, my beautiful African royal, I love you all. Until tomorrow, I'll come with another important message, Whatever they move me to talk about, that's exactly what we will do. All right? So peace, love, and unity. Until next time. Mwah.